And former President Trump continues to set himself apart from the vice president. He shared his vision for the country yesterday during a rally in Pennsylvania. Listen.
Our country will be bigger, better, bolder, richer, safer, and stronger than ever before. This election is a choice between whether we will have 4 more years of gross incompetence and failure.
CBS News political correspondent Caitlin Huey-Burns is live right now, joining us from Allentown, Pennsylvania. Caitlin, let's talk about those offensive jokes that were made about Puerto Rican and Puerto Ricans at his weekend rally. He seems like he's attempting to change the narrative because he was in a majority Latino town, Allentown, yesterday. There were some Latino supporters of his that were in attendance and spoke on his behalf. What are you hearing from folks about whether or not this strategy is actually working?
Well, Vlad, I think the best way to assess the fallout of this is to talk to voters, and that's what we did yesterday. And notably, we spoke to one Puerto Rican voter who lives here in Allentown, who said that she was actually leaning towards Trump originally. She was actually inclined to his message on immigration policy. But after hearing the remarks from the comedian, she told us that she is no longer going to support Trump, that was it for her. And she also, said that, look, this is an island still suffering from Hurricane Maria. This is something not to make light of. And I asked her, well, the comedian said it. Does that make a difference that Trump didn't say it himself? And she said no, because it was part of his campaign rally. Now, I also spoke to a couple of other Latino voters who are Dominican, not Puerto Rican, but Latino voters nonetheless, who were actually at the Madison Square Garden rally and at the rally here in Allentown last night. And they said, look, those comments were terrible, but Trump didn't say them. So they were blaming it on the comedian and not Donald Trump. But bottom line here, Vlad, what's really telling is that Trump was planning to come here to Allentown before those racist comments by the comedian at Sunday's rally, because Allentown kind of speaks to a key demographic that could help determine who wins Pennsylvania and who wins the White House. You mentioned Allentown is a majority Latino city. And in Pennsylvania, 6% of the electorate in Pennsylvania is Latino. And so that might not seem like a lot, but look at our polling. Split down the middle, a neck-and-neck race. Former President Trump lost Pennsylvania by just a percentage point. So this is a demographic that really could be key here. And so assessing the fallout, we'll see over the next couple of days.
Yeah, well, what I really like about the reporting that you were doing there, Caitlin, in talking to not just someone who's of Puerto Rican descent, but also Dominican, because oftentimes in the national media, there's an intention, or there's perhaps not on purpose, but we talk about Latinos and we talk about them as a monolith, the same way we do with African Americans or people who are black. And it's not simply true that you can have Dominicans or Cubans or Puerto Ricans or people from Guatemala or Mexico who are American citizens who are voting, who have different points of view about who should be the next president of the United States. And you did that in your reporting. Caitlin, it's always great to talk to you, my friend. Thank you.